So Senator Montouth, you mentioned funds being one of the obstacles that you would face. The ASUC is currently on pretty tight funds itself. So what would you do to ease the financial strain on the student government while still maintaining the same level of student services?
Excuse me. Like I said, it's important for us to be responsible with the funds that we have and really make sure that we are providing the services that we already have and making sure that we're able to fund as many student groups as possible, and also making sure that we're not wasting money. Like I said, I feel like a grants writer will really help us bring in a lot more money that we can use on different services. I also think it's important to continue to pressure the campus to provide the services that we need. The example that I used with the library, that was actually a negotiation with the Dean of Students, Jonathan Ballard, and making sure that we have some study space that's not just funded by the campus. He put in a couple of $1,000s into that as well. So different things like that that we can be working with the administration. And it seems like at this point we have to do things one at a time. But I feel like if we continue to discuss things with them, that will definitely help. Another thing, just to give another example. There's been a lot of discussion about having a non-denominational meditation space, and we've been in negotiations with campus, with the store operations board, and other campus leaders on how we're going to fund this and what areas are we going to use. And we actually, the store operations board just what's today, Sunday, just on Friday, a couple days ago, voted to use our Tilden room, which is a big revenue source, but the administration has committed to making sure that I believe it's about $30,000 a year, making sure that we aren't losing that $30,000. So they will be providing that so that we can have this non-denominational meditation space. So different things like that, trying to increase our funds and being efficient with our money, but also really negotiating with the campus to so that they can provide the funds for different things, because ultimately the money should be coming from them, but obviously with this with budget cuts, the ASUC is going to have to take over a lot of different services. So we're going to prevent that as much as possible, but also we need to prepare for that just in case.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, I haven't been in the ASUC before, so I think it's more difficult for me to comment on exactly how it would work within the budget. But I mean, so all I can really say is that that's something that I would have to address and learn and figure out how to do. That I'd have to be taking leadership and listening to people who have experience in the Senate between now and when the fall comes.
Okay. Yeah. So also you mentioned the meditation space. How would either of you work next year to find a permanent space for reflection?
The Tilden room, it's funny, the Tilden room was actually meant for meditation space back when it was founded. It's been several years since that's happened. Obviously, I wasn't here when that came on to in that space. But I think that is our most permanent space that we can have at this point. And I think when the Lower Spa redevelopment is finished, we will have dedicated meditation space that is non-denominational. So that's important to keep in mind. We've been having these discussions about whether or not the space will be dedicated or whether it will just be a quiet space. But we've really been pushing hard, and I think we're going to get a dedicated meditation space that's permanent once the new Eshelman comes up several years from now. As of right now, like I said, Tilden room is our most viable option. We thought about 7th floor Eshelman, but with that coming down next year, that's not really working. We've thought of other locations like on that patio of MLK. That was rejected by the campus. The ASUC said they would pay for a tent, a sturdy, one of those professional tents to have for that space, and that was accepted by students, but not accepted by administration. So the children room right now seems to be the most permanent option that we have, the most long-term option that we have at this point, and we will have dedicated space once Laura Sproul is completed.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been working on getting a meditation space because, of course, I haven't been in the ASUC before, but I just think that sounds like lovely. The first school that I went to, I actually went to a private school my freshman year and then a community college my sophomore year, and we had a non-denominational meditation space in my first school, and I really enjoyed having that space to go to, and I think it'll be really great, especially on a campus so large and diverse as this, to have a space like that.